Oh, Seven Citizens, Black here from Castle Black Gaming, coming at you with another list of ships I feel are worth a buy if you're looking for a ship for under $100 that can do multiple gameplay loops. Not every ship on this list will be able to do the same things, but overall I will provide you with the most bang for your buck in a couple of different gameplay loops, and will explain my reasoning, giving you newer players out there a better idea of what these 5 ships can do, and if they're a good match for your playstyle. Now if you find this list helpful, then please like this video, but also consider subscribing, as I have tons of videos aimed at new players, and I also offer up honest ship reviews, and I have ship component and weapon loadouts for each of these ships mentioned, so you can outfit these ships with the very best components with little hassle, so you can get out into the verse. So without further ado, let's get to the list of ships, and I'll put them in order from least expensive to the most expensive. Now the first thing you're going to notice about this list is that I'm leaving off the 2 original starter ships, the Aurora and the Mustang. Now both of those ships have variants that will all run you under $100, but I still find that the new Cutter is superior in many regards, and one of the main reasons for this is simply because it's a newer ship, and as time has gone on, CIG has become even better at creating ships, and so most of the newer ships, even when in a similar class, will just work better than those older ships from a few years ago. But that's not the only reason I chose the Cutter over those. To begin with, the Cutter gives you 4 SCU of storage, and you get a back ramp to enter and exit the ship. The living quarters are far superior to the other ships in this range, with it being equipped with a bed and a bathroom. The ship offers a lot at this price point, and when it comes to being able to do multiple gameplay loops in a ship, which is my defining trait in a daily driver, you can handle cargo missions, small trade, rescue, monitor missions, some early bounties, and you can even barely fit a rock mining vehicle inside if you don't mind leaving the back ramp down and sticking within the same moon that you called it out from as a temporary solution, but enough to get a feel for if rock mining is something you want to do or not. And if so, there is a ship further down on this list that will better suit that type of mining, but I've still seen the Cutter used for this, and you definitely cannot do that with the other 2 starter ships in this range. If you prefer running bunkers or going out to derelicts to do some FPS combat or diving into caves for some of those missions, the Cutter is a great ship for those as well. The Drake Cutter also has a quick claim time at the ASOP terminal, and it flies very well, making it one of the best starter ships you can buy under $100, let alone for only $45. Now before the Cutter came along, the C8X Anvil Pisces was the cheapest ship you could buy with a back cargo ramp with the Aegis Titan right behind it. The Anvil Pisces series of ships includes the $45 C8X, and for $20 more you can get one of my personal favorites to fly, the C8R, which is the medical rescue variant, giving players 2 great ships under this name. Now if you plan on doing medical missions and want to have that tier 3 medical bed, then the C8R is the one to go with. The C8R is also a tad faster, so it can get away from trouble while carrying a patient if it needs to. Both of these Pisces ships can handle cargo missions, although the rescue variant forgoes the 4 SCU of cargo that the normal Pisces offers. So there is a trade-off there, puns. Both ships have 2 size 1 hardpoints, which isn't much, but it does allow you to handle monitor missions, and both are great for doing bunkers and caves as well. Where I really enjoy the Pisces ships is their flight handling, as both are very responsive ships, and with their super quick terminal call-out times, it's why I enjoy using them for quick runs when I need to get somewhere. Not to mention, one of the coolest things about the Pisces series of ships, and why I will always own one, is that you can even call them out while on a surface mining outpost where you can normally only call out ground vehicles. So if you're ever stranded on a planet, you've got a way off world. If you were to yell out on Reddit or even in-game chat what ship under $100 most people either still fly or miss owning, you will definitely hear the Aegis Titan called out. For many folks, this was their first starter ship, and even though the Mustang was technically my first starter ship, I had that thing for like a day or 2 before spending the extra money to upgrade to the Titan. If I could only own one ship under $100 and I knew I needed to be able to do combat along with other early missions, the Titan is the ship I would choose, especially if you're wanting to specialize in ship-to-ship combat. With the Titan's 3 hardpoints, it's able to have some amazing firepower for such a small ship, and it's one of the best flying ships in this price range. But it doesn't just do combat, and it also has 3 variants to choose from. The ship comes with 8 SCU of cargo space, and as mentioned earlier, it also sports a back ramp, or you can also enter directly into the pilot seat from the front like a fighter jet, which for anyone who has dealt with ship bugs knows that having options for entering your ship can save you when things go bad. The Titan series of ships makes for one of the best daily drivers for under $100 and really opens up combat and the ability to defend yourself more so than the ships under this price point, and the 8 SCU of cargo is nothing to sneeze at. With the outpost also getting more aggressive, the Titan will also excel at not only taking out the NPCs on the ground defending, but also the Cutlass that arrives for backup, so feel safe when flying this little awesome ship. Now, the cheapest of the 300 series of ships is the 300i, but is not necessarily the one I would go with here. But regardless, this series of ships has a little something for most players, including the most luxurious of accommodations at this price point. Now, while the Cutter had a bed and a bathroom, the Origin 300 series has style, and so if the bare walls and duct tape look of the Drake ships is not to your liking, then the Origin 300 series should make up for that. The 325A is the ship I would go with for this series, as it still has the bed, kitchen, and toilet, but also has more firepower than the other 300 series ships and a couple of missiles. Because I know it will get asked, the better ship between the 325A and the Titan comes down to if you want a ship with luxury over one that handles a little better and has that cargo ramp. And if the SCU of storage matters because the 325A only has 4 SCU versus the Titan's 8 SCU, the Origin 300 series is more expensive, but you do get a bathroom and more style options over the Titan, which I must point out that the 300 series of ships has a customizable option on the website, allowing you to pay extra to color coordinate and change out certain textures inside of the ship, and to even add a coffee maker. This is a feature that, as far as I can tell, was tested but never added to the other ships, so if changing out the interior colors and materials is appealing to you, then the 300 series of ships is definitely the one you will want to check out, especially over the Titan. For $80, the Consolidated Outland Nomad gives a player so much in terms of value. This is not my favorite looking ship, and I still have many flip outs over how open air cargo would work for a ship with a truck bed in it, but for the money, you get a ship that has 24 SCU of cargo and can properly haul some land vehicles, including a rock mining vehicle. There are some citizens who actually prefer the open air bed style for taking their ground vehicles on and off the ship over the Cutlass Black's enclosed cargo bay, which is $100, so $20 more than this Nomad. The Nomad comes standard with spacious living quarters, including a bed, kitchen, bathroom, and gun racks for handling your FPS weapons, not to mention nice sized internal cargo for storing a lot of stuff from armor to weapons, making this a decent ship for transporting items to various stations and outposts. The ship does also have a tractor beam. While not working at the moment, it will be active this year when vehicle tractor beams come online, making unloading cargo a lot easier. This ship is pretty much everything you would want in a daily driver without making any sacrifices like all of the other ships under this price point do. Don't get me wrong, all of the ships on this list have their strengths and flaws, with something being missing from each one, but where it all comes together is in the Nomad. You will not be short cargo space or living accommodations or ship weapons for combat or propulsion or control or fuel economy. There's a reason this ship has such a rabid following, and even though I skipped over it for the Cutlass Black way back when, I did not necessarily get more for my money. Alright, and that's going to do it for this top 5 daily driver ships for under $100. I hope this helped you determine which ship is right for you, and which ship to maybe aim for later on as you find your needs shifting. Now, if you have more questions about these ships or other ships or anything really where you need help, check out my Discord channel where I and others are there to answer your questions and lead you to the right path. Let me know down in the comments below if there's another ship you think should have replaced one of these in this list. I'm happy to hear you out, and maybe it will change my mind on something I've overlooked. Now, please be kind to your fellow gamer. I know the wait for stability is hard, but it's not the mountain we conquer, but ourselves, and stay positive, citizens.